Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pound, and this is your host, Greyhound. So last week we talked about standard key, standard driver pins, and how they work and what they look like. I took my practice lock apart and I've repinned it to serrated security pins. So I thought we would talk about those today. All right, there we're zoomed in nice on that. Look at those babies. So as you can see with those, they drop up and down. You can see, got a tool here, maybe guys, if I can not be a butterfinger, you see these lovely ridges or notches cut in these. These are what are called serrated pools or spools. Pins, good grief. So as you're setting these, you'll hit these individual ridges as you're bringing it up at your shear line. And that can, if you listen to this, so you'll hit those lines and it'll click. You'll hear an audible click as it hits those. And it can make you think that you have your pin set when you really don't. So what that looks like, let me pull this out, and I am going to be using a SC1 leashy tool to do this. I'll talk about that tool in a different video, but I'm just going to use that because it is a much easier way for me to tension and look at the pins and not have to focus on what I'm doing with a pick. So we'll come back here to pin 1 and have a listen. All right, pin 2. Hear those individual clicks as you're bringing that up? That is those pins, or those ridges catching in there. All right. Come back. And there we have it open. So it's pretty easy on this training lock, but you can kind of hear those real audible clicks in there. Let me zoom this back out a little bit again. Because the other one I want to talk about is this American 1100. I want to put that in the vise because that kind of helps amplify what I want you to hear. So this particular 1100, I've opened it up and had a look at it. And it is completely spool pins. There's nothing else in it. So, holy Toledo. It's just turning into one of those days. But what I like about this one is it's very, very audible on this lock. So let's listen. I don't know if you're able to hear those. Hopefully they come through on the video. I'm not going to open this lock because I fight with this lock. It takes me forever. Sometimes I don't get it open. More times than not, I don't get it open. But hey, it is what it is. All right. So, but that's what I want to talk about is those clicks. And that's where, again, you have to really be fluctuating your tension back and forth to get those. And you'll hear those clicks or feel the clicks and you'll hear them and you'll think you've hit your set, but you haven't. You've just notched into another one of those grooves in that spool pin. So I'm still working on getting accustomed to picking in the upward position. That's where you can use gravity a little bit. And once you get to your set line, you can kind of feel it in your key pins. You can feel how they bounce and move. But again, that's where it's very important to go slow and work on your locks and get to where you can feel what those pins are doing. I am no expert at that. I'm still fighting along with it. But that's what I kind of had to talk about today, are spool pins. We will play with some other pins next week. I'll keep working on this lock, trying to work on it. I have some other goodies coming. So speaking of goodies, guys, check that out. Don't think they turned out too bad. The other thing I'm working on is a subscriber giveaway. So I've got what I think is a pretty pretty good lineup of some items that'll be on there. It may or may not include a vise, this one, or I have another one being made right now. We'll talk more about those later. There's a pretty extensive tool set, several different things that I have lined up there. So do me a favor, guys, like, subscribe, comment, and please share out my channel. Help me grow, help me get up there to where we can knock out and do a giveaway. More to come on that as I work through this. That's all I've got today, guys. We will talk to you later.